Welcome to Let's Play Burnout, Episode 4. And while one thing I've learned from this game is that, well, from doing this championship alone, literally nothing is over until you've crossed that start-finish line. And then once you have, it's finito. So anyways, this is my second attempt at recording this because, well, apparently there might be... I literally had to get fucking wasted in the final race. The other two races pretty much went flawlessly, but it was the third race where everything just fell apart. And that was this in the Savage Streets Grand Prix. So, let's try this again. And where hopefully I will not end up being the first domino of every crash that happens right in front of me.
3, 2, 1, go!
Because I just seem to end up making mistakes where I shouldn't be. Also, furthermore, Night Shift is basically meant to be Gridlock USA, except for saying it's in a different portion of the city, and it's also... Except for saying that it's in a different portion of the city, and it's also... I keep ranking. Except for saying that it's in a different portion of the city, and it's also... Fuck my ass. Well, somehow I'm still holding on to second place. Probably because everyone has been working behind me. But anyways, I am in second improvement. From when I was previously leading this thing. And somehow, because whoever is behind me also keeps wrecking, that's probably the only reason why exactly I've not been eliminated from this. Okay, now it's beginning to fall apart. Even though nothing has managed to come together up to this point. Okay, now it's starting to come together. Excuse me. Apparently my throat is wanting to choke me. Either that or something in my throat is wanting to choke me. Fuck. See, that's probably the one thing that I think is the least fun part about this game. It's about the fact I'm saying that you could easily be the first domino involved in pretty much any crash that happens in this game. The pickup just got totaled. But yeah, I mean you could literally be the first as well as last domino to effectively fall once you know an accident happens right in front of you. Because this game is basically chaos just waiting to ensue, more or less. And somehow I still held the lead. Don't know how, but I did. Anyways, final lap. Somehow I am still in first position, and I'm also going to use some boost, just because I might as well. and I very much advertently wrecked myself. Unfortunately, so did whoever was the second placed car, so yeah, there is that. At the very least. I mean, it's definitely not inadvertent to see this much chaos ensue in a game such as this. I guess it's basically, you know, just the typical chaos that's waiting to happen. Just pretty much waiting to ensue around whichever bend or corner you enter. Sometimes even crossroads. Hopefully that doesn't cost me too much. Although I'm pretty sure it did cost me something, because at the moment things are not going as well as I'd hoped they would. Or they're going just about as well as I thought they would. Through the final corner, and it's victory in race 1. After getting lucky with not being the first domino to drop out. So yeah, basically the first 2 races went fine, but then suddenly, once I got into the final race, everything just fell apart all of a sudden. I mean, I knew something like that was probably going to happen, but I just wasn't sure in knowing when it was going to happen. And I think that's probably the one thing about this game. You just basically knew for sure that whenever a wreck is going to happen, you just basically know for sure it will happen. It's only really a matter of knowing when it's going to happen. Yeah, okay. I think I've got enough evidence there. Yeah, I think I'll save this one. And I'll just overwrite the previous replay I saved. So, just overwriting the data. And let's now move onwards to race number 2. So, I set a new lap record, slower than my previous record, as of which this is not my first attempt, and effectively, I am one of the worst drivers. On that leaderboard. Anyways, let's head over to race 2 where we have to finish in second. And then we can probably get on with the ordeal that will be race 3. Because I'm certain that race 3 is going to be the ordeal. Compared to the first 2 races. Oh my god, this car's got some oversteer. But somehow it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Anyways, through the tunnel we go. And suddenly it now feels like I'm being a part of Cotton Eye Joe. And suddenly it now feels like Cotton Eye Joe. Suddenly. It's basically, where did you come from, where did you go? Blah blah blah, Cotton Eye Joe. I did not know the lyrics to that song, but I've definitely heard of it. It's another 90s dance song. I mean, someone will probably be able to tell me what the lyrics are to Cotton Eye Joe, but again, But again, 90s dance songs in my estimate are really not my typical cup of tea. Good thing I don't have to win this race just to proceed. Although one thing that is apparent is that even though I did have a lot of crashes in a race once, apparently for the rest of the race I literally had pretty much no wrecks whatsoever. It was all just on the first lap. Where the chaos ensued, and yet for basically the rest of the race I actually got out of it wreck-free. Although I'm pretty sure this race is not going to be. Although I'm pretty sure this race is not going to be. Although I am certain this race is not going to be collision-free. Because collisions are basically just within the nature. Of this game overall, basically. Well, good thing I don't have to win in order to proceed in this one. It's only in the final race where I have to win in order to take it home. I knew that was going to happen. Just right from the get-go, I knew something like that would happen. Someone would cut up right in front of me and just immediately fuck up my run. I just did the unthinkable. I hit the brick wall. Hopefully I can keep the wrecking on this final lap to a minimum. Because if I can manage to do that, then I will be able to take home the win, hopefully. I mean, the first two races were okay. It was just the third race where it just had to all fall apart. And surprisingly, up to this point in the race, I've actually not fallen off the bridge so far. Like I have done in all the other races I've done this. At least on all the other races I've been on this stretch of highway. But anyways, I would be relieved to knowing that I've completed this game in spite of how short it is. Which I think is the main thing that ultimately kills the momentum of what this game really could have. But again, it's definitely a short, simple and self-explanatory start towards what exactly the rest of the series would look like. Avoid the carnage. Anyways, I win. And I think with that I also set a new lap. And I think with that I also set a new best lap time, if I'm not mistaken. Because I did not wreck at all on that final lap. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. So, anyways, there we go. I won 2 out of the first 3 races. Hopefully now I can win the final race. So in terms of biggest crashes, I've now managed to put myself in 7th place overall on the leaderboard. And only about 0.06 of a second off the best lap time I previously set in the muscle car. and also not too far off my best lap time overall. So yeah, basically the first two races went flawlessly, and then it was suddenly the final race where everything just fell apart. But hopefully this time I can manage to rectify that. I can manage to get the rectification I need.
3, 2, 1, go!
For the purpose of redemption. Yes, I am braking for this corner because I know for sure that wall is going to be hit if I do that. And already, as I would have predicted, the AI have forced me into my first crash of the day. But I guess I can probably do something similar to what I did in the Euro Marathon. Just basically have all of my wrecks before the final lap, and then once the final lap does come around, try to have as little battle scars as possible. I think that can probably work, but again, it's not something I'm planning on doing inadvertently. It's just, you know, something I thought about doing. Because sometimes if I can get all of my mistakes over with the early portion without running out of time, then hopefully I might be able to achieve something. Again, it's certainly been a relief to know that I've actually managed to climb this far in the game, because oddly enough, in spite of knowing how short this game really is, it's certainly been a challenging game, to say the least. It's certainly been a challenging game, to say the least, in my honest opinion. If you want my complete honesty. If you want my complete honesty. Yep. Why did I figure that was going to be inevitable? It doesn't look like I'm going to get any redemption on this attempt. As much as I'm really trying to not be shit for the rest of the race, it looks like that is exactly what will probably happen. Because it's always got to be the final race that annoys me the most. It just makes me feel the most anxious about what the odds are and possibilities of me managing to take home this victory along with all the others. I think that's just the one thing that eludes me the most. The fact I'm saying that it's literally a winner-takes-it-all format, and the loser is just basically with nothing and standing small. But again, beside the victory, that's a destiny. At least, judging by everything that's occurring at the moment, I would say that's anything but a destiny. To those of you viewers who might be ABBA fans, you probably do know very well that I am, of course, referencing The Winner Takes It All, which oddly enough under many circumstances is quite an emotional song, if you've heard it, and I'm sure that pretty much millions of people across the globe, possibly even trillions, have heard that song. I really tried to avoid that one, but again, it just became inevitable once I knew it showed up. As like I knew it just wasn't really possible for me to avoid it. Okay, I really need to limit the mistakes up to this point. At least make as minimal mistakes as I can. Just for just for these closing stages of the race, and then I may have a shot. It may not necessarily be a clean shot, but I might have a shot at winning. If I don't, but I might have a shot at winning. Okay, that did not go as bad as I thought it was going to go. But I might have a shot at winning this race. It may not be a clean shot, but it's a shot. And now I don't have a shot at winning. I fucked up. Well, it will surprise me if I do manage to win this race now as a result of that. But again, other unexpected events have occurred before. So, I may not be out of this yet, but again, I'm certainly not accounting this to be over. And I'm certainly not saying this race is accountably over until I cross that start-finish line. And then when I have, I can officially say it's over. Make it. There we go. Rack and win. Not necessarily the blaze of glory I was thinking of, but at least I can say I win, but at least I can say I won before I racked. And it took me 4 failed attempts to do that. Wait. Correction, it was 3 failed attempts originally. And ultimately, that was the Savage Streets Grand Prix. And so... damn. I forgot to check my crash replays. But again, it's fine, because I've done what I needed to do, and it's pretty much on to the next one. Savage Streets Grand Prix has been completed. Championship unlocked. Twilight Grand Prix. Face-off unlocked. Face-off 3. And the tracks we unlocked are Country Chaos and Sunset River. So, that was the Savage Streets Grand Prix. And next time we will be doing... the Twilight Grand Prix. Stay tuned for more Burnout.